episode 10. My name is Marie and I'm coming to you from central New Hampshire. You can find me on Instagram as Old Time Knits and on Ravelry as Old Time Knits. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back, and if you're new here, welcome. I hope that you'll find this interesting and enjoyable. This is my podcast where I talk about all the knitting stuff, all of it. Yarn, what's on my needles, what's off my needles, what I hope to get on my needles, just all of it. So if this sounds like something you would enjoy, then come on in and let's get started. All right, so let's start with what I am wearing. So this is a pattern by Tin Can Knits and it's called Hush. This was a work in progress on my last couple episodes, and I have finally finished it, and it is fabulous. I really like how it fits. I do have a couple of things I want to talk about on it, but I'm going to stand up so that you can see it. It's really nice. This cabling on the yoke is just crazy nice. And I think I mentioned I did have to pay attention pretty good to that, so I didn't mess it up. But I did do longer sleeves. I do wish that they were a little bit longer for me. I'm a 6-foot person, so I don't like this length. I've always struggled all my life with things being too short. So I just decided to, shirk them up a little bit and wear it like that. And I'm comfortable with it like that. I also messed up on the bottom because I forgot to go down a needle size for the ribbing. So I did leave an end on the back of it. I may go back and do that because I think it's a little too loose on the bottom. It feels like it could stretch out. I haven't blocked it yet, and but I do love it very, very much. I can't get over the detail. That's the first time I've done any extensive cabling like that. So, and a yoke sweater that had that too. What a great pattern. Very, very size inclusive. We've talked about that a lot with Tin Can Knits. So I was super happy with how it turned out. I used, I forgot to bring the yarn along. I used lamb strings yarn in her cider mill colorway, held together with Knitting for Olive Mohair silk in their dark cognac color. And I held them, so, fingering weight, heavy fingering weight is what they classified it, and mohair held together. So it is very, very nice. I'm really happy with the way it came out. And again, Tin Can Knits, I have just such good luck with them and the fit on everything. So super happy with this one. And if you are considering this, I would go for it. It's very, very nice. So that is what I'm wearing. All right, I'll talk about what's off my needles. And a couple of these things were works in progress from last episode, I think. And my first one is my peppermint socks. I do have 2 of them. These were for my Christmas Eve party with my family. I wore them, and they are just fantastic. This yarn is so soft. So this is Rose Hill Yarns in their holiday peppermint colorway, and this was the mini that came along with them. And this is just my own pattern recipe, whatever have you. And this is a DK weight, and I just added a little stripe on the toe. Super soft yarn, really fun to wear. Everybody was jealous. Everybody wanted some. I was like, no, they're mine. Mine. So yeah, so that is my first finished object. And I will link to Rose Hill Yarns down below so that if anybody's interested, I guess that this is their most popular holiday color. I guess you can see why it's so fun. Peppermint for sure. So yeah, that was my first finished object. They were really fun to wear. and show off. And then my next finished object was also a work in progress on my last episode. And this is a gift. Let's see if I can figure out how this goes. And this is the Happy Accident shawl, as I call it. And this is for a dear friend of mine whom was eyeballing my own. And so I made her. It's so pretty, so easy to wear. And it's a one skein, which we all love those because they are the easiest to wear. And I always like to wear my shawls like this. So it goes with a lot. It's a great way to dress up an outfit too. So yeah, this yarn is from Northwoods Fiber Company, and it is in her ash fingering base. Let me hold this up so you can see the color. And this is her Salem colorway. Super pretty. It's got all kinds of different colors in it, greens and grays. It just depends upon the light, as you can see. So I am so happy to have that off my needles, and I will see her in a couple of weeks. We were unable to get together for Christmas, but that's okay because I was able to get this blocked and finished up and all of that. So that is item number 2 off of my needles. And then the third item, I saw this, well, I say this is my third item. I do have others, which I have gifted and I will share. Sophie of Cozy Meadow Knits, sorry Sophie, did this for her husband, and so I decided to investigate. These are the Maritime socks. I do have 2 of them. And this pattern is fantastic. It's just a ribbed pattern on the top, and I've never done a ribbed pattern on the whole sock like that around the leg, and it is a great fit. So I made these for my husband, who has a giant foot, and this is worsted weight, and that's why I made these. It did not take me too long. I did this kind of as a test drive on him to see if he would like wearing, the handmade socks, and he was pretty excited about them. So the yarn that I used is the Cascade 220 in the Heathers, and they just have color numbers, color number 4002 and color number 9332. And these are the 2 that I used. And this is a deep charcoaly gray color, and this is just a nice blue. So I don't know how these are going to hold up because this is 100% Peruvian Highland wool, so there's no nylon in it. But I thought I would try it anyway, because I think that, just to see if he liked it, and it's a reasonable price point and all that. I did purchase some other yarn, which I will show you in acquisitions for an additional pair of these. So now that I have podcasted, I can gift these to him and he can wear them. I was trying to get them done for Christmas and it just didn't happen, and I just decided to not stress about it and not worry about it. But great pattern, Maritime socks. So that is another finished object. And then, let's see, I have a couple of others. Let me look at my notes here to see what I had for, oh yes. I had a couple other finished objects, and one of them was Eloise's my granddaughter, peppermint socks in a DK weight, and I will insert a picture here. Those were done with to the Macks Yarn Co. in their peppermint bark colorway, and she got them and she's wearing them, and I'm really surprised because I had said before she's really fussy about her socks and I wasn't sure if she was going to wear them, but she's anxious to pick out another color, and I will let her do that soon. But I really just needed a little bit of a break from all of that constant demand for socks. So I will let them come and pick out some more colors, and that'll be fun. So there's a picture of hers. And then the other thing that I finished was my youngest grandchild, Logan. He's 18 months. I was making the Gramps cardigan for him by Tin Can Knits, and I did complete it, and I brought it on Christmas Eve to him, and he wore it like a trooper. It fit him perfect, and I was super happy about that. I used Lion brand Heartland, which is a commercial brand yarn, so that, you know, she can just wash and dry it. It fit him perfect, and he won't be in it for very long, but I didn't care. I didn't want to make it and not have it fit him in, you know, in the spring when he didn't really need it. So, yeah, he was adorable. He looked so cute, and he was sitting in his little old upholstery chair that made him just look all the more grandpa-like. So I will insert a couple of pictures so that you can see him. It was adorable, and it was a super fun knit, super quick too. So yeah, that is the last, I think it's the last of my finished objects. Okay, so I'll talk about what I have on my needles. I don't have too much on my needles. This was taking up a lot of my knitting time this past segment, and I was kind of hustling to get it done because, you know, I've been on the needles for a while, and it took me forever on Sleeve Island. Anyway, next up on my needles is this, which I showed as a future want knit. And it's called the Escanda, and I cannot say the lady's name, Belen Fernandez. It's a single skein shawl, not a real super thick one. So I did start it. Tricky to show you, but here it is. It's very, very lacy. Yeah, gonna be hard to show. So part of it is garter stitch, and then the other part is in lace, but the lace is just so beautiful. What a great pattern so far. It's been very easy and very enjoyable. It's a 12 row repeat. Sorry guys, I can't really show it as good as I'd hoped. Of course, when it gets blocked, it'll all block out nicely, but the yarn that I'm using is, talked about her a lot, Sprigs and Stone, in her Merino Yak superwash, 60% superwash merino, 20% yak, and 20% silk. And this is actually not the color. That tag's the wrong tag, but the color is called Ranunculus, and it's this deep, beautiful, beautiful eggplanty, purpley, yeah, that. And this is a fingering weight. So I'm super happy with the project. I wasn't sure if I was going to, sometimes when you look at a pattern and you see all of the lace charts and all of the lace words, you think, oh boy, what am I taking on? But really, it's been very, very nice, and I think it's going to be great. It's not one that, you know, you mess up on. It's got like a rest row in between all of, you know, it's got a lace row and then it's got a rest row. So this is on a US 6, so that's not too bad. I'm really looking forward to that. And so that is one project on my needles. And I just started that, so I don't have too much done. This is the first time, I think, ever that I don't have socks on the needles because obviously I just finished a pair too, but I almost always have socks on the needles. Then my next project is the Cozy Comfort Throw by Molly of a Homespun House. And I started this as a scrappy project, pretty much like everybody else, to use up some mini skeins and work through some of, you know, those that I had, because gosh, I have a lot. Hang on, I want to show you this. Here we go. Here's a bag of mini skeins, and you know, you just, sorry for the crinkling, you just collect them along the way, and I do use them. I use them for heels, toes, and cuffs, and even when I do DK, I will hold them stranded double, and that works for heels, toes, and cuffs. But I just have too many of them, so I wanted to, you know, start using them. Sorry, we have a mess here. So I have this in a just big giant bag. it's all kinds of, oh, I can't even really show you. Just a whole bunch of minis wound up. And I am holding my minis together with just random half skeins of lightly colored backgrounds. I'm sorry, I'm fumbling here. Here it is. It's a marled version, and I am, it's just all garter stitch, and I am doing an I-cord edge, just slipping the last 3 stitches. So I am just making this not a blanket, a throw size. And I am using, I am doing mine on US 10. These are my old knit picks that I have. Currently, these are the 2 colors that I'm on. So any light colored, white based background, miscellaneous stuff that I have is what I'm holding for the background color. And I have a couple of those. See if I can get them. Dropping everything, sorry. So I just had these, you know, sitting around in my stash. I don't even really know what they are, and it doesn't matter. I just want to use these up. And I also have, you know, like a random mini skein, and I have a smaller skein from Polka Dot Creek, which I may use for something else. But it had so many of these that I figured that would work out good for just holding it together, and that gives it the marled effect. So I have a good bit done. This is a great mindless knit. It's showing up quite a bit brighter on screen than it actually is, but I figured the kids would like these, the grandkids. I don't have any goals. I'm not putting any pressure on myself to get these done in a certain amount of time. I don't even know if I'm going to do another one, because I told you before, blankets are not my thing, and I kind of surprised myself doing this. Part of me was like, don't do it, what are you doing? But then I decided, you know, it's a great way to use up the mini skeins, and you change colors pretty often, so it kind of keeps you interested, and you know, you don't get bored. I think it's like 8 garter ridges per mini skein, which, you know, can take a little while going across the row, but I've been enjoying it, and if I get it done, great, and if I don't, well, I don't. The mini skeins are just sitting there anyway, and that bothers me. I have had some of these mini skeins for a long time, and there's no reason for things to be sitting around. I mean, I enjoy them, they're fun, but a lot of these are leftovers, and a lot of them aren't, so I just have a whole bunch of random colors, and some of them are really bright, so I like that when you know, when you hold them with the white, it kind of tones them down a little bit, so they're not, you know, too over the top. Not that the kids care anyway. They don't mind. So yeah, I think the pattern calls for a US size 8, and I decided to use a US 10 because I wanted it to look, I didn't want it so dense, and I want to get it done soon. or sometime, maybe by the end of the year. I figured on a bigger needle, I had a better shot of completing it. So yeah, so that is actually all I have on my needles. And now I'm going to do some contemplating, and you know, I have some wants and things that I'd like to try and cast on, and I just have to sort through those and see what I would like to choose. So that is the end of the whips, which is kind of surprising. Okay, so let's talk about stuff that I got. I was really good. I did not buy a whole lot of anything. I don't need anything. I have a lot of stuff, and I'm having to work through some of that, but I received the most wonderful holiday gift from my dear sweet friend Judy at the Autumn Acorn, and I was totally blown away. So here is what I got. What? I have never, ever, ever received anything hand knit for me. So I was completely blown away by this. So this is her own pattern, and it's called the Fruit Stripe Shawl. And I actually had the pattern, and some yarn set aside to make this. And now I don't have to. Not that I don't want to. So she made this for me, and it is just beautiful. Now it's kind of hard to show. So these sections along here are mohair held double, and then she held it together with a skein of yarn. She sent me the leftovers. It was from a company called Maker's Haven, and she no longer dyes yarn. So, and then on this, which I thought was so cute, is a little leather tag with an acorn on it. I think that she hand stamped those. So this was I was totally blown away. I opened this Christmas morning. It was early morning, very quiet time, and it was awesome. I felt like she was right here with me. So it is beautiful, 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 soft and squishy, and I was completely blown away. So definitely something that I will treasure for a long, long time. Just blew my socks off. So thank you, Judy, so much. It means the world to me, and I will wear it very, very often. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And also in her gift she gave me, she sent along, and it's a kit. It's called the Trellis Knit Drawstring Bag from Flax and Twine, and she carries these in her shop, and I am so, so, so excited to try this. I believe it's linen. Yes, DK weight daytime linen, to make this little drawstring bag. Super, super cute. So it was kind of fun to get something that I could make as well. What a fun thing to share holidays with fiber friends. It's the first year I've actually been able to do that, and it was a treasure. So thank you again, Judy. Love ya. All right, and the next thing I got in the mail, I was looking for some worsted weight wool with nylon yarn so that I could make another pair of the maritime socks for my husband, and I wanted to get something with some nylon in it, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not sure how the cascade will hold up in those with no nylon in it. So anyway, I got this. So this is Briggs & Little, and it's their Tuffy base. It is worsted weight. It's a 2-ply. 215 yards, and it is 80% pure wool and 20% nylon. and this is 113 gram skein. So I got a couple of them. I don't think this has a cut. Oh, it's called Smoke, the color. It's just a nice gray. So I intentionally bought these to try to see if they are gonna, you know, work out good for some more socks, because I'm pretty sure Hubs is gonna want more than what more than that one pair once he starts wearing them. That's usually what happens. Somebody gets a hand knit pair of socks and then all of a sudden they're on a roll to get some more. So anyway, I got this at the Mother of Pearl yarn shop, and they're out of Freeport, Maine. I got it online, and I'm really happy. I didn't know that they were there, and it's always good when they carry the yarn that you're looking for. So I will eventually get a chance to do a pair of socks with that, and I'll be interested to see how that wears as well. So that is it for acquisitions and stuff, right? I was as shocked as you are. So let's talk about the Love Note knit along that is coming up on Sunday. Oh, I'm very excited. New Year's Day, we are casting on in conjunction with Sophie at Cozy Meadow Knits, and my little love notes right over there on my mannequin. I really enjoyed this knit a lot, and so I thought that if you haven't made one, or if you want to make another one, or if you just want to share one that you have, or you want to share your yarn, all of that, we'll have a hashtag. I will put it on the screen so that you can post over on Instagram. This is very casual and very relaxed, no stress. It is just for fun, and we are casting on New Year's Day. I don't really have an end date. Whenever you finish, and you can just post it to the hashtag. There's no giant hoopla, it's just for fun. And so I wanted to share my yarn. I actually shared it before, but I have changed my thoughts on it. I was originally going to do a fingering with mohair held together, but I think I talked a little bit about I have a lot of sweaters with mohair in them, and I'm starting to feel like I would like something else. Not that I'm against mohair, and it's beautiful. I mean, it knits up beautiful, and you know, I do like it. It's just I don't want every sweater to have mohair in it, and so far that's pretty much what I have. So what I decided was, this is my main yarn, and this is Emma's yarn. I got this when I went to New York, to Rhinebeck, and this is in her 80% merino, 20% silk in the Harbor colorway. Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. Lots of color in that. I really like her yarns. Very, very soft. It's her super silky base. And then, and I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try. I'm going to hold it together with Sonder yarn in their gray space, which is 75% merino, 15% cashmere, and 10% silk. And so instead of mohair, because this is basically a lace weight, there's 490 yards on this skein. I thought I would hold these two together. They're so similar. This is called Petrichor, and I love Sonder yarn, so we'll see how it goes. But I don't know if it's a good option. I don't know if it's going to be pilly, but I will tell you that I have struggled a little bit with some of the mohairs being more, pilly, and even though you glean your sweaters, they still have lots of little nubbies on them. So, sorry, I got a hair or something here. So anyway, that's my plan, and I am super looking forward to it. We have quite a few people that have reached out and are joining us. So get your yarn and, post it over on the hashtag and come on, join us. We're going to have a great time. It's really low-key. I don't have a Ravelry group. I'm not making a Ravelry group. It really is just being hosted over on Instagram. And if you don't have Instagram, I am so sorry, but I do not want to start a Ravelry group. I do not know enough about it, and honestly, I'm just trying to do a very casual thing. So if you can, join us, and go ahead and follow myself and Sophie over on Instagram, and you will find the information. All right, let's see, what do we want to talk about? Oh, I wanted to talk about and say thank you to everybody who reached out to me about my hip replacement. I am doing fantastic. I cannot believe that this went as smoothly as it did, and I appreciate every single one of your comments and your thoughts and your well wishes and all of that. It really is just so thrilling to have this community and all of you people commenting and cheering me on, and I just look forward to coming back here every single time. So thank you so much for that. I really, really appreciate it. I don't really have anything in mind for dream knitting, but I do know that I am going to work on using my stash. You know, now that the holidays are over and a lot of this, you know, hubbub and the super duper sales and all of that stuff have gone by the wayside, I always find myself buying more in the fall anyway, because they release new colorways. But yes, I want to work on working on my stash. It's substantial. That's not all of it. Here you go. There's my stash. Everybody asks. But I do have some things that have been in my stash for quite some time, and you know, they were beautiful. They are beautiful, and why do I just want to let them sit there? So I'm hoping that maybe I will have some incentive to knit up some gifts along the way this year ahead of time. I don't know. I'm just talking out loud. But I do know that normally I give my daughters and daughter-in-laws socks for Christmas, and I did not get to that this year. And I think they were a little sad, but you know, sometimes you don't want to put that kind of pressure on yourself. So it is what it is, but I may do that. I may not. I try not to put any pressure on myself in regards to my knitting. If I want to knit it, I will knit it. If I don't, then I won't. So anyway, I am just rambling at this point. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed. We are very close to reaching the 500 subscriber mark, which just completely blows me away. And thank you all for watching and commenting and sharing too. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Happy winter. Happy New Year. I will post over on Instagram about the knit along, and I hope that you can join us. Please do go post on the hashtag with your works in, you know, progress, your yarn, your finished objects as we go. And I hope that you'll join us, and I'm looking forward to it. So until the next time, take care, happy knitting, keep your needles clicking. Bye.